Hey everyone, Brian Green here, technical agronomist for DCAB Asgrow. Today, I wanted to spend some time doing an agronomy update from the field, going over some of our main corn diseases and lookalike symptoms. This is the prime time of year to really be doing some scouting and checking to make sure that these diseases are not already present, and if they are, maybe what disease is there, how that disease interacts with the plant and potentially causes damage, and then we'll also discuss, is fungicide the best option for this, or do we need to take a look at other options like tillage or rotation? So a lot of this corn is starting to tassel, like you can see behind me. In fact, this field is already fully tasseled and it's wrapping up with pollen drop. So if we're going to get on doing a fungicide, this is the best time to get it done.
The first disease that we're going to touch on today will be northern corn leaf blight. This disease features longer, cigar-shaped grayish-green lesions that can reach up to 6 inches in length and will eventually turn brown or tan. More resistant hybrids will still show lesions, but they'll be much smaller. And this disease overwinters in and on previously infected residue, where wind and rain spread the spores to our younger leaves. Symptoms will typically start from the lower side and move to our upper leaves, and most frequently after silking. Some management options for this disease would include planting more resistant hybrids, using a fungicide only if the plant is susceptible, the disease is present on the third leaf below our ear leaf or higher on 50% of plants at tasseling, and using crop rotation or tillage. In a no-till situation, you'll want to make sure you rotate to a non-susceptible crop for at least 2 years. The next disease we will discuss is gray leaf spot. This disease features rectangular lesions that turn gray later in the growing season. Initial lesions are small, necrotic spots with halos that turn brown and become rectangular, and can stretch to 3 to 4 inches in size, and are uniquely restricted by the leaf veins. The disease is found mainly on the lower plant initially and works its way upward. Mature lesions have distinct parallel edges and appear opaque when exposed to light. So as you can see by the picture on the screen, there's a yellow halo surrounding the lesion. This disease does overwinter in and on corn debris left above and on soil surface, where then the spores are spread by wind or splashed onto our lower leaves. Favorable conditions for this disease would include relative high humidity and temperatures ranging between 77 and 86 degrees, dew, fog, and prolonged periods of cloudy weather. Some management options would be using hybrids with greater resistance, using crop rotation and or tillage, and fungicide, especially one containing a strobe. The next disease that we'll touch on is southern rust. This disease features small, circular pinhead-shaped pustules that are reddish-orange. Primary infection is on the upper leaf surface, and it is uncommon the ability to wipe these spores off the leaf like we can with common rust. This disease does not overwinter, but is windblown into northern states from more tropical southern states, such as Mexico. Generally, this is the most damaging rust disease due to its ability to rapidly develop and spread under favorable conditions. These favorable conditions include high humidity and relatively high temperatures, 80 degrees or greater. Some management options for this disease would include using hybrids with better resistance and fungicide. The next disease we'll touch on is common rust. This disease gives us small, cinnamon brown, powdery lesions, and these lesions can be easily wiped off with our finger and are found on both the upper and lower leaf surface. This disease often occurs in bands due to infection in the whorl, and thrives in moderate to cool temperatures and high humidity. This disease does overwinter in tropical and subtropical locations and arise by wind. Some management options for this disease would include a fungicide, but is generally not warranted and or recommended, but more using resistant hybrids being the most effective and economical option. The last disease that we'll touch on today is Goss's Will. There are 2 distinctive characteristics for identification. The first is development of dark green to black discontinuous water-soaked spots, or freckles, near the edges of expanding lesions. The next characteristic would be bacteria that can also create an exudate, or ooze, on the surface of the leaf, which upon being dried may glisten or appear shiny on the leaf surface, similar to a varnish. The disease can also infect the vascular system and move within the plant. Goss's Will does overwinter on the soil surface in infested residue. So favorable conditions for Goss's Will would include the pathogen being splashed onto the leaf, or bacteria entering the corn plant through stomates or through wounds caused by hail, blowing, soil, or wind. Some management options for this would be hybrid resistance, rotation, especially from continuous corn to non-host crops, tillage, and weed control. This pathogen can survive on weeds such as shattercane, Johnson grass, or large crabgrass.
All right, that wraps up another agronomic update from the field. Hope that maybe you learned a thing or two, or it was just nice to review some of the main key corn diseases that we see potentially rob yield from these awesome decab hybrids and the potential that we know that they can bring us here in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. So as always, I ask that you stay tuned and check out our team YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter accounts and give them all a like. And also be on the lookout for more agronomic update videos, product reviews, and just general information. Thanks, everyone.